Respect yourself enough to say no. Do you realize how much of your life you've wasted trying to please people who don't even care if you succeed or fail? How many times have you betrayed yourself just to fit in, just to be accepted, just to avoid disappointing someone else? That's why you feel empty. That's why you feel lost. Because every yes you gave when your soul was screaming no was a step away from your true self. You weren't born to be weak, to be a puppet, to let everyone else write the script of your life. You were born with power, with dignity, with fire. And every time you lower your standards, every time you compromise your worth, you spit on the gift of life you were given. Respect is not given, it's demanded, and it begins with you. The day you decide to say no to fake friends, to toxic relationships, to meaningless distractions, is the day you finally start to own your destiny. The world will test you, tempt you, and try to break you. But if you don't respect yourself enough to set boundaries, you will be used, drained, and discarded. Saying no is not weakness. It's ultimate self-control. Most people think that agreeing to everything makes them strong, makes them likable, makes them accepted. But the truth is, saying yes to everything is the fastest way to destroy yourself. Every time you give in to something you don't want, every time you bend to someone else's expectations at the cost of your own values, you're silently telling the world you don't matter. You're showing that your time, your energy, your dreams are disposable. And that's not strength. That's slavery. Real power lies in restraint, in the ability to walk away, in the courage to say, no, I refuse. My life has value. My time is sacred. My energy is mine. Self-control is not about denying yourself pleasure. It's about directing your life with purpose. It's about rejecting temporary distractions for lasting greatness. Weak people drown in guilt when they say no. Strong people understand that guilt is nothing compared to the regret of living someone else's life. When you say no to toxic people, you're saying yes to peace. When you say no to laziness, you're saying yes to growth. When you say no to comfort, you're saying yes to transformation. Look around. Most people are trapped, not because they lack opportunities, but because they lack boundaries. They cannot say no to nights wasted, no to shallow approval, no to instant gratification. And that weakness keeps them average forever. But you are not meant to be average. You are not here to be everyone's servant, to be everyone's entertainment, to be everyone's backup plan. You are here to live with fire, with strength, with self-respect, and self-respect demands you protect yourself from being drained. Every no is a shield. Every no is a declaration that your life is not for sale. Every no is proof that you value yourself enough to choose what truly matters. Don't be fooled. People will get angry when you start saying no. They'll call you selfish, arrogant, difficult. But understand this, they are only angry because your boundaries expose their control. They're not mad that you said no. They're mad they can't use you anymore. That's why your no must be firm, unapologetic, non-negotiable. You don't need to explain yourself to anyone. You don't need approval to protect your peace. You don't need validation to demand respect. Life is short, and if you spend it pleasing everyone else, you'll reach the end full of regret, realizing you live for everyone except yourself. Don't let that be your story. Say no when you mean it. Stand tall when it's uncomfortable. Respect yourself enough to set limits so clear that the world has no choice but to respect them too. That is not weakness. That is the highest form of power, because the man who can say no is the man who owns his life. The woman who can say no is the woman who cannot be broken. And the person who controls themselves is the person no one else can conjure boundaries. Protect your energy, time, and future. Without them, you become a doormat for the world, and slowly you lose everything that makes you alive. Your energy is not unlimited. Your time is not infinite. Your future is being written every single day, whether you realize it or not. And if you spend your day saying yes to every demand, to every distraction, to every person who wants a piece of you, what's left for your dreams? What's left for your growth? What's left for the life you were meant to live? Boundaries are not walls meant to keep everyone out. They are gates that let the right people in and keep the wrong ones away. They are shields that protect the fire inside you from being extinguished by negativity, manipulation, and wasted effort. Every successful person you admire has mastered the art of boundaries. They know when to disconnect, when to say no, when to walk away, and when to guard their focus with their life. Because the truth is, energy wasted on the wrong people means less energy for your purpose. Time wasted on shallow activities means less time for building your vision. And a future left unprotected will never become the future you dreamed of. People will test you. They will push your limits. They will drain you if you allow them. But the moment you set firm boundaries, you send a message, I respect myself enough to protect what matters. Your energy deserves to be spent on growth, on love that is real, on work that builds you. Your time deserves to be invested, not wasted. Your future deserves the discipline of today's decisions. Boundaries are how you secure all three. Don't be fooled. Without boundaries, people will keep taking. They'll take your kindness, your effort, your focus, and they won't stop until you're empty. And when you're empty, when you're broken, when you've lost yourself, they'll just move on to the next person. That's reality. So stop being afraid of disappointing others and start being afraid of disappointing yourself. Your dreams are counting on you to be strong enough to protect them. Your future self is depending on you to guard your time today so you can live with freedom tomorrow. Boundaries are the price of self-respect. They may cost you some fake friends. They may make some people angry, but they will give you back your peace, your clarity, your strength. You don't need to be available to everyone. You don't need to explain why you protect your space. You don't need to apologize for saying no. You need to remember that every time you honor your boundaries, you honor yourself. And when you honor yourself, life rewards you. Energy grows stronger, time becomes purposeful, and the future begins to align with who you are meant to be. Protect yourself. Protect your energy like it's gold. Protect your time like it's your last breath. Protect your future like it's the only thing that matters. Because at the end of the day, boundaries are not chains. They are freedom. They free you from chaos. They free you from manipulation. They free you from living a life that isn't yours. Boundaries are the ultimate act of self-love, and without them, you will lose yourself in the noise of the world. Respecting yourself first forces the world to respect you. Life will always mirror back to you the standard you set for yourself. If you treat yourself like you're not worthy, others will believe it. If you tolerate disrespect, others will assume it's acceptable. If you constantly put yourself last, people will happily keep you there. But when you start respecting yourself, when you value your time, when you demand excellence from yourself, when you refuse to settle for less, everything changes. The world begins to respond differently. People either rise to meet your standard or they fall away. And that is exactly how it should be. Respect is not something you beg for. It's something you command through the way you carry yourself. It's in your discipline, your presence, your silence, your refusal to entertain nonsense. People watch how you treat yourself. They notice how you speak about yourself, how you carry yourself, and how you react when someone crosses the line. If you crumble, if you excuse the disrespect, if you laugh it off, you teach them that it's okay. But when you draw the line firmly, when you stand tall and say, I don't accept this, you teach them that respecting you is the only option. Respecting yourself first means you stop waiting for external validation. You stop begging for acceptance. You stop relying on the opinions of others to determine your worth. You know who you are, and you make no apologies for it. That level of confidence is magnetic, it's powerful, it's unshakable. People can sense it without a word, and it forces them to treat you differently. But here's the truth, it won't be easy. Some will try to test your boundaries. Some will be offended by your strength. Some will leave when they realize they can no longer control you. And that's fine, because anyone who can't respect the respect you give yourself was never meant to stay. Respecting yourself is not arrogance, it's survival. It's the foundation of every great life. Without it, you'll chase people who don't value you. You'll work jobs that drain you. You'll accept relationships that diminish you. And you'll wonder why happiness feels so far away. But the moment you raise your standard, the moment you say, I will not lower my worth for anyone, life begins to align. Better opportunities appear. Healthier relationships form. Success feels closer because you're no longer wasting yourself on things that don't deserve you. The world respects strength. It respects discipline. It respects people who refuse to be walked on, and strength begins with self-respect. It's not about ego, it's about value. If you don't value yourself, no one else will. If you don't demand respect from yourself, no one else will. But when you carry yourself with dignity, when you live by principles, when you show that you take yourself seriously, the world has no choice but to match that. Respecting yourself first is the secret weapon of every leader, every champion, every individual who rose above average. It forces people to listen when you speak, to notice when you walk in, to treat you like you matter, because you already know you do. Never forget this. The standard you set for yourself becomes the standard the world uses to treat you. Raise it high, protect it fiercely, and never lower it for anyone. Because when you respect yourself, the world learns to do the same. At the end of the day, everything comes down to one truth. If you don't respect yourself, no one else ever will. Life will not hand you dignity. You must claim it. People will not hand you honor. You must demand it. And the way you demand it is by saying no when you need to, by setting boundaries that protect your time and energy, and by holding yourself to a standard so high that the world has no choice but to acknowledge it. Respect isn't about what you say. It's about what you tolerate. It's about what you allow. It's about what you stand for when no one is watching. The greatest betrayal is betraying yourself, and the greatest victory is mastering yourself. Never be afraid to lose people, opportunities, or approval when the price is your self-worth. Because the moment you trade your respect, you trade your future. Stand tall, even if it means standing alone. Be firm, even when it makes others uncomfortable. Respect yourself enough to protect your peace, enough to guard your vision, enough to refuse anything less than what you deserve. Because when you honor yourself, the world will have no choice but to honor you too.